told the weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
What's going on, everyone? Country with Celine here, and this is season 3, episode 1, and I'm here with Madeline Merlo.
Ooh, you know this girl's been feeling brand new. I traded up for a penthouse view. Even when that shit breaks your heart, pop that champagne at your pity party. Hey.
Madeline, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking. Okay, so first things first, let's talk. Your latest EP is going to be released in T-minus 3 days. Describe your energy right now.
I'm so excited. I feel like this has been a long process, I would say. I think that this whole thing, like the music, it's been years, that I've been working and thought about what it would look like, what it would sound like. It's my debut with this new record label. So it's been a lot of hard work put in, a lot of thought and energy put into it. So I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm all of the emotions above, I would say.
It's okay. That's a good bundle of emotions to feel right now.
Definitely.
And this is your first, like you were saying, your first songs that you finally came back from 2 years it's been. And now it's a title track. It's a title album called Slide. So I want to know, why these songs? What was it about these songs that made you want to come back into the music scene with these exact songs?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, it's tough as a songwriter too. I mean, I wrote hundreds of songs for this project and deciding which ones, and sometimes even songs that you love just don't fit the project. There has to be some sort of goal and what kind of music do you want to make? What is the project going to sound like? What do you want people to feel? And so for me with this project, it was all about feeling good and just kind of joyful music. And my character in these songs to be strong and fun and awesome. So I'm sorry, my dog is barking at a squirrel.
It's all good. That's not the first that's happened. It happens almost in every other interview. It's all good. But do you have a certain song on this album that you would say is your all-time favorite? I mean, for artists, it's definitely so hard to choose. But if you had to narrow it down to maybe even 2, do you have one that you can say?
Gosh, that's tough. I mean, Slide is I keep saying it's like kind of was the catalyst of the whole project. It kind of started, I spent a long time trying to figure out like what the sound was going to be and what it was going to look like and feel like. And that song felt like the first piece of it. So there's something that I love about that it kind of inspired, I guess, the rest of them. So that one's really great. I'm excited to put Girl Where He Grew Up out finally. It's a song that I put on TikTok that, people really liked, and I feel I've been like low-key harassed to put it out since I put it out. So I'm excited for people to finally hear it and hear it in this version. It's so great. Love that song. But I mean, Youngish is just such a jam, and I Need a Drink is so awesome too. So it's hard to pick.
Youngish sounds like it's going to be a good bop. I'm excited for that one. Just because of the title too. It's just, I feel like I can vibe to it. Yes.
There's definitely a certain energy that it makes you feel. And we've been playing it live as well too. And it just goes over really great. It makes people want to dance. So I love that.
That's the best type of music, when you want to get off of your seat and dance. Like that's the all-time best. And it's funny you brought that up about TikTok, because TikTok's like the best place to test music for artists. And I've seen my fair share of artists get harassed because people are like, release it. It's so good. When is it going to be out? But I mean, at least you're having that feedback. That's a good thing.
I know it's hard. And I think when you're assigned, like if you're an independent artist, you don't have a record deal, you can just put out whatever you want. But when you're in a record, it's complicated. It takes a minute, and you have to figure out like, is this the best plan? And so everyone was very mad. They were like, just put it out already. Like, I can't yet. We have to wait. It's not what I'm releasing. Just wait. So
that's funny.
I know, but it's great. It's a great energy. I love the anger. It all comes from a good place. So
exactly. It all comes from a good place. And now we were just talking about Slide. So I was reading, this song was written by Sam Hunt, and this was intended to be a Sam Hunt song. Yeah. How did you get your hands on this? How did this song fall into your lap?
So Zach Crowell is Sam's producer. He's produced all of his stuff. Zach does like Dustin Lynch and Cole Swindell, and does a bunch of other people. He's really talented, and I met him, and we kind of just clicked. And I felt like our vision for music, and because he heard me sing, he's like, "Wait, like your voice is so good. Like, what are you doing right now? I want to work with you," kind of thing, which was such an amazing opportunity. And he called me one day, total cold call, and was like, "Hey, I started the song with Sam a while ago, and it just kind of feels like a little feminine or something, like the melody,
Okay.
and we don't really have a lot of lyric, but we have this kind of chorus vibe melody. Would you want to finish it?" Like on the phone. I was like, "Yeah, man, like,
Of course.
that would be amazing." So kind of came back together, and we were trying to figure out like a name for it, and Slide just for some reason kind of kept coming up, felt really fresh and cool, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come up with an awesome hook for this song. So we wrote the song. It's come in like kind of chunks. You know, there was multiple sessions with the song. Even when we wrote it, kind of came back and rewrote some stuff, and it's taken a little bit of a journey, but like I said, it was the first puzzle piece to, I think, the new sound, the new kind of direction, and obviously me and Zach's relationship, producer artist kind of relationship.
Well, I can vouch for everybody. We are all super excited to hear this EP once it gets released on September 23rd, which is the day that I'm going to be releasing this interview. So it's perfect.
Oh, I love that. That's
yes.
awesome.
So we're going to be celebrating Madeline on Friday. It's exciting, exciting. Now, Madeline, I want to kind of take it back a little bit here and get to know you more personally. So where exactly are you from?
So I'm from a town called Maple Ridge. It's about 40 minutes outside Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah, on the west coast of Canada. And then I moved to Toronto as like an adult and lived there for a couple of years. And then I moved to Nashville about 5 years ago.
How did you like living in Toronto?
I love Toronto.
Yeah.
Originally, like when I first got there, it was like I moved from like my mom's house to this giant city. So, and I was pretty young. So it was definitely a big transition. Everybody was really yelling at me when I was driving. It was very like different from how I grew up. It was really busy, and I'd never like been in a city that big before. So it was it was a new experience, but so originally I had a tough time, but after, I love Toronto. I fell in love with that city. Every time I go back, I'm like, oh, I love this. I learned how to be an adult here. It's so cute.
Yes. If you move to Toronto, like you're just thrown into it, you will grow up so fast because it's such a fast paced city, and it's nerve wracking because it's so overwhelming, and you have to grow up, especially if you want to live in Toronto. The rent, the houses, everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
But it's a good city. I'm from Toronto.
Nice.
Love it here, but you know, sometimes it's time for a change, and you understand, and you know when that time is going to come. So, but Nashville sounds like,
I think Nashville was always my goal. I wanted to move to Nashville since I honestly can't remember. I wanted to write songs. I wanted to live in, I think I went to Nashville for the first time when I was 17. And I had been like dying to go for like years before then. So it was always kind of what I had my sights set on. So it was kind of like a stepping stone to Nashville. I thought of it, but I learned a lot in Toronto, and I'm really grateful for my time there for sure. It was great.
Now, how did you get into country music? Was that something you were surrounded by because of your family, or was it a love that you just gained yourself listening to like certain artists?
Yeah, I definitely grew up. My mom loved country music, so she played a lot of like Keith Urban and Shania, and Holly, and like the old school stuff. I rode horses growing up as well too. That was like my, big love as a kid, as well as music. So being at the barn all the time, there's always country music playing, and where I grew up, Maple Ridge, it's pretty country town, and there wasn't like a lot to, we were driving, mudding, and bonfires. It has that kind of like a lot of that music was relatable to me and the people that lived there. So was always just kind of what I preferred to listen to. Shania Twain was my first concert. So that obviously was impactful. But I really think when I started singing live, like when I started performing in talent shows and competitions, I always sang a country song. It just felt it was always a Martina McBride song or a Shania song or a Faith Hill song. I just felt like it suited my voice, and it was kind of what I wanted to sing. And so it was very natural. But when I was like 17, I started working with my first producer, Dan Swinimer, and he was a songwriter at the time and is today. He's very, he's worked with a ton of people in Canada. And he and I really kind of were like, okay, country is your lane. We're going to like zone here, and started writing country songs together. So that kind of kicked it all off.
So you grew up listening to like the iconic female powerhouses.
Yeah.
Like Shania, hello.
Like,
you can't go wrong with them. You can't go wrong with that country. Like that was a good time to be involved in the country scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really was. It was great.
And now you're not just a singer, but you acted as well. You started, I'm bringing it back a bit here because I've watched that movie years ago when it came out, Country Crush. It was a cute movie. Okay. It was a cute, it's like those cute, cheesy, cute movies, but they make you feel good.
Sure. Absolutely.
How was that? And how the heck did that happen?
That was, I think over the internet too. I think they had just like heard my songs. I mean, I had music out at the time, and but I was so young. That movie, like just looking at myself, I'm so little and just like a little voice. So it's like, oh, cringy to me. But it was great. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. I'd like never really acted like that before. And I was grateful for my co-star, Monroe Chambers, who like held my hand through that whole thing. I was like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And a director too, Andrew was awesome too. So I think I had a lot of help, but it was pretty weird. I had like never acted before and just jumped headfirst into a movie. So it was pretty funny.
Hey, but that's a really cool experience. Would you ever jump into another movie if the opportunity was to arise?
Yeah, I think I would. I think if the script was cool and I felt like I could play the role. I mean, my character in that movie was a country singer, right? Like, so it was
fit.
I think if they were like, you have to play this, character, it would be tough because I'm not an actress. I don't know what I'm doing. So I think if it felt authentic and felt like something I was capable of, I would do it. I know Lainey Wilson just got cast in Yellowstone. Like that would be so epic. I would love that. So I definitely would be open to doing something like that in the future.
It's funny you said that because I just recently made a post up on Country with Celine, and I asked people if they would choose Yellowstone or Heartland. What show would you choose?
That's tough. Well, I mean, I've seen both. Heartland, actually, my best friend growing up was the star of Heartland. In the earlier seasons, when Jessica played Mallory, which is like the little girl. So when I was a kid, I went to the Heartland set like all the time with her. I knew like the whole cast. And so Heartland is very special to me. I love that show and production, and got to be like almost a part. I was an extra in a few of the scenes too when I was like visiting her. So
oh my gosh,
I don't know, maybe Heartland just for that, because I love that.
There's more of a sentimental value with Heartland, and that's so cool. So you had your acting starting even at a younger age, even an extra still something. You're still in the show.
I would walk by and they'd be like, perfect, Madeline, you're crushing it.
That's the easiest job to do. Just walk. Walk. And now, Madeline, you recently got engaged in April. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How's the wedding planning going? Because sometimes I hear it can be stressful, and other times it's fun.
It's tough. I mean, I would say I'm more of a creative individual in the way my brain works. Like I'm not very type A. I'm more organized than I've ever been, but I'm not like a spreadsheety. Here's the thing. God. So it's difficult because there's a lot of moving parts with planning a wedding. There's a lot of details, a lot of decisions to make. So it's overwhelming. We've got a wedding planner who is, thank the Lord for her, because she's kind of keeping everything in track. And my fiance, he's an attorney, so he's got a really like demanding, busy job, and I've got a demanding, busy job. So it's like, it's a little chaotic trying to like handle everything all at the same time, but it's cute. It's fun. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I know.
An attorney and a country singer. I love that mix. I really do. It's different. I feel like he can help you out a lot with a lot of agreements that you have to
Absolutely. He's very, very smart. So
yes,
for all of the business decisions and stuff, he's very handy to have around. Sure.
That's perfect. Now, do you guys have a set date in mind, or like you're aiming for a certain year that you want to get married?
Yeah. So we're getting married in April. So like it will be almost a full year from when we got engaged.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? It's going to be here sooner than you think.
Yeah. Months or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, but it'll be good.
It's okay. Everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen, and you're gonna have a wonderful wedding, and then that's gonna be a wonderful life after that too.
Yeah.
And now, Madeline, before I let you go, let's just chat summer. Summer has come to a close, which is so sad. I can't believe the summer flew right by. What would you say has been your best memory this summer?
Definitely all of the shows we got to play. This was like our first summer really back. I think last summer there was still a lot of COVID protocols and you know, reduced capacities and stuff like that. So this was our first summer back, being back with my band. We were on the road a ton, played from BC, we played the island all the way to Nova Scotia. We had awesome festivals and shows that we got to play together. So that's really like my favorite thing to do out of everything is all of the live shows and just be back together with my band. So that was awesome. It was also very busy, but it was really good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been a good summer. It's been so hot in Nashville. It's still like 36 degrees every day. So wow. I am ready for the fall weather. I've got to say, it is just the weather here has beat us down in the South. We are ready for a breeze perhaps would be awesome, I think.
Fall is the best time of the year. It's the perfect weather because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's like just perfect in the middle, sweater weather, and that's all you need.
I know. I just want to wear a sweater so bad. I swear.
Yes, honestly. Well, Madeline, thank you so much for joining me today on Country with Celine. I really appreciated it. And I can't wait to hear the EP that's going to be released on Friday. It's titled Slide. So everybody get your hands on that because this interview has been released the day that the EP has been released. And thank you again so much, Madeline.
Thanks, Celine. Appreciate it. We both know